Well, whoever picked the person who introduced me picked the person that I love more than anything or anybody in the world. Good evening, my fellow Democrats. It's wonderful to be in a room with people like this. You have ideals, you believe, and you are working for the good. Thank you, and God bless you. I want to say to the lovely Deborah that I've hit the jackpot a bunch of times in my life. The first was when I was born 88 years ago. The second was about 32 years ago when, through some strange good fortune, she said she'd marry me. That, I want to tell you, was the beginning of a wonderful life, living with the lovely Deborah. I want to say how pleased I am to see my former colleagues here and all the other elected officials, the great Democrats, and the others, including our friend Deborah Wasserman Schultz, who does such a good job in Washington. Deborah, thank you for coming. I want to say something about my family and the Levin family. Our relationship amongst all of the different members goes back to the 1920s. It's a friendship that we are all wonderfully proud of. It also is something where I had the privilege, not long back, of having the federal building in Detroit named after my former boss, my mentor, and my friend, the uncle of Carl and Sandor. I want to say how proud I am of the leadership of Sandor, and I want to tell you how much the leadership, the work, and the effort of our dear friend, Carl Levin, means to each of us, to the Democratic Party, to the state of Michigan, and to the United States, but also to those who have the least and need the most. These things are important. I will not tell you what I've done. Debbie did a pretty good job of telling what my interests were. And I want you to know that she hit pretty close to the mark. But then she's a bit prejudiced, and she is the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. She is a superb public official in her own right, and was before she ran for Congress. I also want to salute my friend Lon Johnson, who was my campaign manager in time past, and did a superb job. And I also want to know that, and want you to know, that we have come together to lead this country for civil rights, Medicare, health care, affordable care, and for aid to students in schools. And also, we remain the party of the ordinary American, a clean and a wholesome environment. We understand what these things mean to us and to future generations of Americans. I am proud of what has been done by my dad, by me, by others, by all of us, because without you and other Democrats around this country, I would have been howling in the wilderness and nothing would have been accomplished. So you have elected people like Roosevelt and Jefferson and the other great leaders that have meant so much to the United States. You've seen to it that we elected the first African-American president, who is doing a superb job in Washington. President Obama. You also saw to it that we elected Roosevelt and Truman and Jackson and Johnson and Clinton. And they're the ones who have given us the progress that we enjoy today. All of you understand the difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. And if you didn't, you learned it on the way when you drove in, because you drove in on the roads that the Republicans can't repair. I heard somebody say the other day, he was waiting for a Republican to say what he was going to promise to compromise on and to do, and to identify one thing that he believed in and was not opposed to. It's the doggonedest party I have ever seen. I believe they would be opposed to the second coming of Christ. And I'm equally assured that they would oppose the Ten Commandments and that they would find ways to amend the Bible if we were to put it on the floor of the House of Representatives. They're the party of no. I am waiting for the day to come when they will say yes to something which is good. I want you to put a smile on your face as you drive across those bumpy roads. And I want you to reflect that a party that can't build roads, that can't draft legislation, that can't get the people to support things that they desperately have to have, is not the party to trust with public office in the United States of America. And so we need a party. We need a party which has vision. And the Bible says that without vision, the people perish. And if you'll look, the Republicans are leading us that way. Because you'll hear them say they want the president to fail. They want the United States to fail. Well, there's nobody in the Democratic Party and there's nobody in this room that wants that. We want this to be a better country for everybody, from the least to the greatest. And we believe that the goods of these things rise up instead of trickling down. So, my dear friends, the task is before us. We will receive an abundance of help from the Republicans, who are against everything, I think, probably including the Ten Commandments. Having said these things, my friends, thank you for the honor which you have given me. I am proud indeed. I'm grateful to Governor Blanchard and the others who have said nice things about me. I think I had them a bit confused. In any event, I want you to know that I am deeply grateful. And I say God bless each and every one of you and all of us in the Democratic Party. But more importantly, like you, I hope and pray that he will bless the United States and our president in leading this nation forward to the greatness that we all want it to have.